about to assemble the cam gear here, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but on your aftermarket cams you got a dot, and the way to line this all up in sync is the dot and the bolt have to line up the slot in the groove. So there's only one way it will go on with the three possible options there. Already got the cam gear on the camshaft. Usually they kind of got a press on it, especially when they're brand been used. So it's one because it's all you use. Now, pounds of the torque, have a vise, a pair of vice grips, especially these aftermarket cams, they have flats, which is the stroker clearancing on them now, and put it on the flat, not on a lobe or any of the machine surfaces. This is a cast blank, and they got a little flat in there now. It's supposed to be for the stroker crank clearancing is the idea there, but it makes a really good holder. You can, if you didn't have that, you'd have to use a vise of some sort and clamp it into the vise. So I'm just going to work it down to 25 foot-pounds on all three bolts. There we go. There. I like to go back and check it. There. And you can use a little bit of Loctite on the threads. I did not on this because I don't have any. I would have normally, but these are also the bolts that have the little serrated edges on the other side, kind of like a lock washer. So, you know, that should lock it down pretty good. And get that undone. So that is our camshaft that we're going to use. Now, for my setup, this thing is way overkill. It is an Engel FK10, which is a big cam. Usually a big stroker motor cam, 2275, a set of like wedge port heads and IDAs. Nice cam for that, really good one, I like it. 2500 RPM to around 7000 is where it starts to pull, at least in a big motor. Now, if you got something like I got, a little 1600, it's probably going to be a dog. And that's the truth. But I'm going to boost it, and my plan is eventually just to see how high I can make it go. How much boost can I run? And so I've just kind of, you know, number one, it was free. A friend of mine had the cam, so it was free. It cost me nothing. I'm not going to complain about it, and it's probably going to drive terrible, but I'll just pull it apart, pull the cam out again. So what have we done lately? Well, I came out here a little bit ago and pulled the motor out of the car, and as you can see, I got it down to the short block so far, and I only got to take two more nuts off, and then I can use it, pull the case halves apart. I'm probably going to clean it up just a little bit and go from there. Throw the cam in there. I'm not even going to change the lifters. This whole motor and this whole idea here is just temporary. You know, the only thing that's probably of any value to me is the case, other than the motor running. I mean, that's kind of valuable in itself that it runs and drives. But my main plan will probably be an engine conversion of some sort. I haven't decided yet. I was thinking Subaru single cam. That looked kind of neat because it fits in there and it's a flat floor, kind of Volkswagen style. I've thought about the water boxer. I like that because it'd be Volkswagen, but it just seems very bulky and a lot of money. My last idea has been VR6. It won't fit in here very well, but I think that it would be pretty neat. You know, the motor would stick out here, would be the problem with it, but I just love the sound of a VR6, and I love the idea of it being water cooled and still Volkswagen powered. I like that idea. So possibly one day that's what I'm going to do. I got the carburetors and the turbo parts hanging out back there. I got some of the other turbo parts all hanging over here. I got two cylinders that are rusted to the cylinder head, so I got to kind of beat those out when not everybody's asleep. And that's about all I've gotten done so far. Get these out of here and get some new rings. I got to go buy some rings still. Wouldn't you know it, Advance Auto Parts doesn't sell rings. How about that for Volkswagens? They don't sell anything anymore. But that's a little update. I'm just putting the cam gear on, and probably later on I'll split the case, throw that cam in there. And I looked out and I shot myself in the foot at the same time. I was really hoping that the oil pump would be a flat cam gear, and it is. And I made a goofy mistake. I got wanting to do stuff fast. And a friend of mine has an oil pump puller. I didn't want to go and wait the 30 minutes it took to go get it. So I tried the screwdriver. You know how that goes. You break it. It always happens. I don't even know why I didn't even try to not do it. But it was a Shadrick. It looks like it was a CB at one point. It's kind of got the classic CB has the keyed gears. Let's see if we can find that. Here we go. Something I don't think anybody else does it. But CB, they put a little keyway in there, and I don't know if you can see that or not. And they put a keyway in the gear and a key in the shaft. I haven't seen anybody else market it, their setup like that with this keyed gear. So that's a pretty good indication it was a CB Performance. It could have been an MP or something, but I've never seen them kind of advertise that they do that. So, got the cam good and the cam gear on. Later on, hopefully I'll come out here, split the case open, throw the cam in, clean it up, button it back together. I gotta get some sealant for that. And then I will start putting the engine case back together. My hope is to get the heads work started here in about another week. Got a lot of stuff coming up, so I want to get the whole bottom end done for that. And then we can start on the front beam and the rest of the car here and put the motor back in. Don't know how fast this thing's going to be. The turbo system so far is only producing 5 pounds of boost, and that is in like third gear. First and second gear, it doesn't even really want to spool the turbo up. And mostly the gearing, it's got, 437 ring and pinion, so it takes a little while for it to want to spool. Once you get a load on it in third gear, you can start feeling it build a little bit of power. It's nothing spectacular. A set of dual 40 Webers and maybe a cam would blow it away in third gear right now. But, it's only at 5 pounds of boost. My idea is to run 15, maybe 20. If we can get that, I'll have to replace the front to rear fuel line at one point to run that much boost. And probably a better fuel pump than the stocker. But, as you can see, I'm getting my garage messy again. That's not going to last. And I figured I'd just make a little quick tip on how to put your cam gear on. And like I say, cam choices. Don't throw FK10 in a 1600. Not a good idea. Like I say, I'm doing it because it was free, available, and I'm figuring I'm eventually going to try and boost the crap out of this thing. So, once I get to that point, cam choice doesn't really matter anymore. Boost makes up for sins, and this is going to be a sin right there. So, but it should have one heck of an idle. It should sound like a top fueler, especially with Caterons on it. Things should have a big lope, be horrible to drive. So, that's a little bit of update, and hopefully y'all are having fun working on your cars. It's raining right now, and if you like some of the content, subscribe. Alright, y'all have a good day.